Hello, welcome in to another weekly spirit boost. I am Tammy Mastroberti, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You, tapping to signs and synchronicity to reveal magical moments every day. And I help people tap in to what I call the divine higher helpline, that divine line to our angels, our guides, the universe, our loved ones. It's all the same line, and I help people tap into it to find more guidance, to find more reassurance, and to be able to move forward on their path. So, what am I talking about today? I'm actually getting ready once again for another interview as part of the Living an Elevated Existence Summit. If you are not part of that, it is a free 3-month summit where I interview amazing experts in mind body healing, in intuition, in manifestation. And if you go to www.elevatedexistencesummit.com, the link is in my bio on Instagram, and then it's below here on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm getting ready to do that. I'm interviewing Julie Renee Doring, who's literally amazing with all things quantum healing. So I highly recommend listening to her. Her story is amazing. She's healed herself. She was told she would never walk again. So many things. So that's coming up, and I'm going to be doing that shortly. But I wanted to jump on here for my weekly spirit boost and talk a little bit about something that has been coming up for me lately. So it's only January, right? But how many of you are already stressed out? Like, how many of you are already feeling stressed and overwhelmed and have a million things going on? I am 100% there. I am trying to write a new book. I am running this summit. I'm doing a million other things in my business, and it gets so overwhelming. And it's like, if one little thing drops into the bucket that is not supposed to be in that bucket, it overflows, right? And you're just like, I can't do it. So I want to share with you some of the ways that I am coping with the stress and the overwhelm so that I do not lose my mind. And I'm going to give you 4. There are many different things that I'm doing, but I want to give you 4 that hopefully will be able to help you in some way if you are feeling this way. So, and oh, Mary's saying me. Okay. So, number 1, the first thing that helps me not to lose my mind all day long, and I tell my husband all of the time, if I did not do this, because he'll say, like, he's stressed out about something, and I tell him all the time, you need to, even if you're just meditating for 5 minutes, you need to do something. You need to start your day with something. I'm telling you. And I tell him all the time, if I did not have a morning practice where I do breathing and meditation, I would be a raging lunatic. I promise you, I would be a raging lunatic because it literally sets me up. Now, you do not have to do. I've been on here before, and if you missed videos that I've done on my morning practice, you can go back and view other weekly spirit boosts where I talk about it. You do not have to have a long, hour-long, 20-minute long, whatever morning practice. You can take 1 to 3 minutes to center yourself before you jump into the insanity of life, before you jump into your day-to-day stuff. It doesn't have to take a ton of time, but I'm telling you, I stand by this. I would not physically be doing as well as I'm doing. I would not mentally be doing or emotionally be doing as well as I'm doing. And I am more stressed than normal, even with it. So without that, I promise you, I would not be as sane as I am. I would not be able to accomplish all of the things that I am accomplishing, not just in work, but even in just day-to-day responsibilities, personal life. I'm a stepmother, all that kind of stuff, right? So first and foremost, start your day in some way. Even before you get out of bed, start your day with 1 to 3 minutes of just centering, repeating the word release, whatever it might be. I tell people, take this with you throughout the day. When you're moving from one task to another, stop and just take a minute to recenter, take a minute to repeat a mantra, and then go into, what it is that you have to do next. But honestly, without that morning practice, years ago, I remember interviewing so many experts in the spiritual world, asking them, they all had a morning practice. They were all different, right? You don't have to have Like I said, you don't have to sit and meditate for 20 minutes, but there has to be something that settles you in before you tackle the insanity of life. So that is the first and foremost thing. The second thing that I find that I think would be helpful for you if you're not doing that I have found I'm doing more so in my insanity phase is stopping myself when the train of thoughts start going to overwhelm. When I start thinking of all the things I have to do, when I start looking at my schedule and thinking, how am I going to fit it all in? Or something happens and I have to rearrange something. What I do is I notice, oh, it's like it's ramping up. I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, whatever it might be. And I literally say to myself, stop, stop. Nope, nope, I have to stop. I have to go distract myself. I have to do something else. I have to take a walk. I have to go get a snack. I have to, stop where I am. There's something in meditation, a practice that's called labeling. So, any of you who've ever tried to meditate, how many of you, and we should all be raising our hands, wind up with a million thoughts sort of racing through your head, or a million, like you're supposed to focus on your breathing, or you're supposed to focus on a mantra, and now you're thinking about what you have to do next, and you're thinking about the to-do list, and you're thinking about what you want to make for dinner, and you're thinking about a conversation you had the other day. Like that's literally, it happens to all of us, right? So there's something in meditation to interrupt that process called labeling. So, for example, when you find yourself, let's say you want to repeat the word release, and you're repeating the word release in your meditation, and all of a sudden now you're thinking about the fact that you didn't load the dishwasher and turn it on before you left the house, or whatever it might be, or you didn't do something last night. What you do is you stop and you say thinking, thinking, and that interrupts that thought process, and you then go back to release mantra. Similarly, we can do this throughout our day when our brain starts getting ramped up, when our brain starts getting into overwhelm and into the process of sort of freaking ourselves out, or going in that train of worry, or even worrying and thinking about something that you shouldn't be worrying or thinking about now because you have something else to do, right? Any type of worry or stress induced thought, we can stop and say, the word thinking, what I like to say is stop, 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 stop. This is not what we're supposed to be worrying about right now. All is well. Everything is fine. Go back to doing what you're going to be doing. Interrupt the process before you ramp yourself up into insanity, before you ramp yourself up before that bucket starts filling up and then one thing that drops in it explodes it. That's something that I have been doing where I will just say, stop, 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 stop. It's fine. I'm going to figure this all out. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go pet my cat. I'm going to go do some dishes in the sink, whatever it might be, just to distract myself from what's going on. I'm going to listen to something on listen to a podcast or watch a video or whatever to stop myself from going down that train. So in a way, it's similar to that labeling where you're just going to stop and interrupt the process and say, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not going down this train. Okay. Not going to do it. That's the second tip. Before the third tip that I want to share with you is, you've probably heard of it, and nobody ever wants to do it in the moment of stress. I know I don't usually want to stop and do it in a moment of stress. However, I take 5 minutes to do it, every time I feel better. So we don't ever, it's the same thing with meditation. We don't want to stop and do the meditation, but when we do, it works. The same thing with this, and this is energy work, specifically EFT or tapping. If you are following again with the Living an Elevated Existence Summit, last week I interviewed Amy B. Scher, who is an author of How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can. And she teaches people all different types of energy therapy techniques. EFT is all over the place. That's just one of them, but she has a lot of other proprietary ones, one which I'm going to share with you in a minute. So what is EFT? If you don't know, you can look it up, but it's literally tapping on meridian points of the body while you are venting about all of the things that are going wrong. And then you end up You sort of go through all the tapping points, and then so for the first couple of minutes, you're just going to vent about everything you're stressed out about and how life is miserable and how you're never going to get everything done and how did you wind up like this and you need help and nobody's helping you and whatever it might be that you're venting about. Okay, I'm worried about this. What's going to happen with this? I have no idea. Oh my God, it's going to be the worst thing in the world. Whatever it might be, get it all out while you're tapping. And then you're going to move to maybe I can figure this out. Maybe I'm just freaking out for nothing. And then you move into more positive statements of, I'm going to be able to handle this. I've been able to handle everything before. I can just relax now. My body can relax now. You just sort of go through and just for 5 minutes, even less than 5 minutes, just do it for a couple of minutes to start off. What does that do? It moves all of that energy that you're building up when all that stress and all that energy in the body starts building up. This tapping on the meridian points, which are sort of like acupuncture points in the body, moves the energy and the stress out. It moves it out. The other day, I was literally at my desk and I felt, things rising. This was just, I don't know, 4 days ago, 5 days, something like that. I felt it rising and I was like, nope. Nope, nope, stop. And I tapped for 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Like everything's okay in my world. Like I just feel better. And it makes a difference. The other thing that I do, and again, this I learned from Amy Bashir. If you are not familiar with her, join the summit, elevatedexistencesummit.com. At the end of this month, actually the end of next week, because we're almost at the end of the month. At the end of next week, I'm going to be opening up all the replays for a free replay weekend from January. So if you miss Amy or anybody else in the summit, next weekend, you're going to be able to hear all of them from January for free all weekend. So it's okay if you've missed it so far because we started, I think, January 11th or something like that. So the second thing, or the fourth tip that I want to give for you, but the second thing that I do in conjunction with EFT a lot is called thymus tapping. So you have a gland, your thymus gland. If you find like that little U-shaped notch under your neck and go down like about an inch, that's where your thymus gland is. Your thymus gland controls your immune system. It controls a lot of different things, but it actually, by tapping on it, you can release energy. So that's one of the things that Amy teaches. So she has a whole program. She actually it's 50% off in our summit, but she has a whole program that teaches you how to find specific emotions and different things that you need to release. Sometimes what I just do, and anybody can do this, is if you know you're worried, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, you're frustrated, you're panicked, right? If you know, my gosh, these are the emotions that are flowing through my body. What I like to do sometimes is just stop, tap on my thymus gland. She teaches to tap 7 times for each emotion. And I just say clearing stress, releasing the energy of stress, clearing stress. And I'll just tap and then I'll go clearing worried, releasing the energy of worry, clearing frustrated, releasing overwhelmed. And I just tap on that, move it through my body. Because here's what happens. Don't get it out and move the energy out of your body. And there's so many other techniques to move stress through your body. I'm just giving you a couple that are simple and easy, I think, that anybody can do or are familiar with. The best thing that you can do is to move that energy out, because if you don't, it starts building up. Now you get a headache. Now you wake up and you can't move your neck to the left or the right. These are little things, right? Your stomach starts bothering you. For those of you who have like IBS or colitis, right? When the stress starts building up, if you don't start moving it out, you will physically start feeling it as well. And for some people, it does not take that long to start feeling it, right? You've been stressed out for a week and now you can't stand up because your back hurts. Or, like I said, you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I can't move my neck. What happened? All of those things, all of that stress, all of that emotions, all of the adrenal glands that got triggered and all of the stress hormones that are flowing through your body, they are literally causing the tension headaches, the migraines, the stomach issues, all of that. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. So just take 5 minutes to move it through your body. These are the things that I am doing now and turn to anytime I find myself getting more stressed, feeling more panicked, feeling more worried, feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is a big one. I think we all start feeling overwhelmed, especially empathic people, by the way. You can get overwhelmed just from the energy around you. Tap it out. Tap out, even though I think I've taken on energy that doesn't belong to me. I am ready to release it now. Like, just get rid of it, and you will feel better by the time you're done, and it resets you. And I've been literally clinging on to these techniques lately to manage everything that's going on. I think next year well, not next year. One of my goals this year is to hire more help because I tend to do a lot of things myself. I'm a Virgo and I'm type A, and I need to stop doing that. So I think the practical piece of that will alleviate some of the overwhelm that I have. However, I'm dealing with it now, right? So these are ways to deal with it without letting it spin out of control, without drinking a bottle of wine at night to try and calm yourself down, or, eating an entire tub of ice cream, or, God forbid, smoking cigarettes, or what other sort of unhealthy habits we have to try and tame down our stress. There are things we can do to manage it in a more healthy way. And they're quick and they're fast. If you've known me, if you've been watching me for a while, everything that I teach is simple, is easy, is practical, and can be done quickly, because I wouldn't do it myself if it took, a crazy amount of time. Now, granted, I do have a longer morning routine, but I found ridiculously amazing benefits from it. So it keeps me doing it. But even so, that's still not that long of a morning routine. I'm not sitting for hours and chanting and rocking back and forth, right? Like, you don't have to do that. I always say you don't have to climb up to a mountain and meditate like a monk for 3 days straight in order to start clearing some of this energy, feeling better, making changes, seeing changes in your life. You don't have to do that to get the results. You just have to do the little things that don't take that long. So that's what I wanted to come on here and share. I really try to keep these weekly spirit boosts either around something that someone has asked me, something that has come up with a one-on-one client, something that has come up in my life, because I feel like the universe uses me to get information out to other people. And so that's what I try to do in these weekly spirit boosts. I try not to over plan too much. Sometimes I do plan in advance, but that's just something that's been going on with me, and I figure if it's going on with me, it's got to be going on with other people, right? So those are just a few of the things. So you're going to start your morning in some way, recentering yourself before you go into the insanity of every day. You are going to stop yourself when your thoughts and your overwhelm and your stress start ramping up and you're like literally going to lose your mind. You're just going to say, stop, stop, stop. I'm not doing this right now. This is not helping me. I'm going to go get something done that I need to get done, distract myself, do something. I'm stopping this and I'm back to focusing on whatever I need to focus on. You can definitely do the EFT. If you don't know how to do it, you can look it up anywhere online. It's all over the place to do the different points and things like that. You can probably even look up EFT tapping for overwhelm and find a script or something somewhere. That's how much there's information all over on that. So that's another thing that you can do. And then, like I said, the thymus tapping, you don't even have to know, specific things. I just want you to release the emotions that you're feeling right now so they don't get stuck. So those are the top things that I wanted to come on here and share with you today. I hope this is helpful to you. I'm sure there are stressed people out all over the world, and we don't want to make ourselves feel bad, bring our vibration down, suck our own energy down, and not be able to sort of, move on and do the things that we want to be able to get done without freaking out and without making ourselves sick. So that's what I came on here to talk about. I'm going to go get ready to interview Julie Renee Doring. Again, we're going to be talking about healing in the quantum field. Her work is amazing. She's a returning favorite to our summit. So elevatedexistencesummit.com. If you are not already signed up, it's free to listen. All of the speakers have special offers and free gifts. Plus, you get 2 bonus gifts from me just for signing up. So if you're not signed up, sign up. And then you'll be able to hear again, like I said, the end of next week, I'm going to open up all the January interviews for people who've joined late so that you can listen to all of the amazing people that we have had so far, all on mind, body healing, intuition, and manifestation. So enjoy it. I will see you there in about a half an hour if you're going to be on live. Otherwise, there is a free 48-hour replay, so you don't have to be live with me. You can still listen to it. And a lot of the people will do live healings and live clearings. And it's so amazing. And I love doing it every year. And we're in the 10th season. So I'm going to go get ready for that. Thank you all for being here with me. I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button for me to help it get out into the world. Leave a comment, say hello. If you have any questions or anything you've ever liked me to talk about in another weekly Spirit Boost, you can comment that as well, and I will take note. Until next week at Thursday, again at noon Eastern, have an amazing and wonderful weekend. Try some of these stress busting tips, and I will be back and see you soon. Bye, everyone.